Hello everyone, welcome to my English class. Today we will read the second part of the chapter Two Stories About Flying. And the story name is The Black Aeroplane by Frederick Forsyth. So let's read the chapter. First of all, I will read the first paragraph. Then after that, I will give you the explanation. The moon was coming up in the east behind me and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. So in this paragraph, the author says that he was flying an aeroplane at 1 o'clock at night. The moon was coming up in the east behind him. Stars were shining in the clear sky above him, and he was flying his old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. He was dreaming of his holiday. He was looking forward to being with his family at the breakfast table. So it was just 30 minutes past 1 o'clock in the morning. Now let's read the second paragraph. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS 088 here. Can you hear me? I am on the way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS 088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now. DS 088 over. So in this paragraph, the author thought that he should call at Paris control. He then called there. He told it that he was on his way. As he saw the lights back to England, after giving the details of his location, he sought directions for his destination, England. The Paris control room responded immediately and guided him to turn 12 degrees west. So now let's read the next lines. I checked the map and the compass, stressed over my second and the last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I will be in the time for breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. The author checked the map and the compass. He followed the instructions, switched over to his second and the last fuel tank, and turned his plane 12 degrees west towards England, and hoped to reach home in time for breakfast. Everything was moving according to plan, and it was an easy flight. So let's read the next lines. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds, storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them. I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. I'll take risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. It means when the author reached 150 kilometers away from Paris, he saw a huge black stormy clouds ahead of him. It was like a dark mountain. The author was unable to rise up and fly over it and didn't have sufficient fuel to circle around either south or north of it. He has been to reach home for a breakfast, so he decided not to go back to Paris. He took the risk and flew his Dakota straight into the cloud. So let's read the next paragraph. Inside the cloud, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round, and it was dead. And it would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. Paris control, Paris control. Can you hear me? It means as he taken the risk, he saw inside the clouds everything was suddenly black. He couldn't see anything outside. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. He looked at the compass. It also stopped working. The other instruments were also died. He tried to contact Paris control. So let's read the next paragraph. There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then, in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved, "Follow me." He was saying, "Follow me." He knows that I am lost. I thought he is trying to help me. So, in this paragraph, the author he didn't get any answer. The radio was dead too. His attempts to get in touch with the Paris control room also provide futile. That means he was not able to connect with them. He was almost lost in storm. Suddenly he saw a black aeroplane flying next to his plane. In the storm, he was glad to see another person. He was saying to follow him. The author thought that he was trying to help him, so the author followed him. So now let's read the next paragraph. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it could be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again, but then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. So, in this paragraph, how the author would be able to reach at the safer place, it explained that one. He turned his plane slowly towards north and flew ahead of him. The author followed his guide like an obedient child. He followed the black aeroplane for half an hour and there was a fuel only to last for 5 or 10 minutes. So he was terrified, but just then he found his guide pilot going down, so he also decided to follow him. Now let's read the next paragraph. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of lights in front of me. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could see it anywhere. So it means all of a sudden he came out of the stormy clouds and saw two straight lines of light ahead of him. It was a runway, an airport. He cried in joy. He turned around to look for his guide, but he couldn't see him anymore, so the black aeroplane had suddenly disappeared. Now we will read the next lines. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was, and I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. It means when the author landed safely and went to control tower, he asked where he was and who was the other pilot who was helping him, so that he could thank him. The day in the control room in charge looked at him in a strange manner and laughed at him. Another aeroplane up there in the storm? No, other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So, who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass or radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? So, in these lines, we are able to understand the control room in charge lady. She replied that there was no another pilot or aeroplane. She assured him that his aeroplane was the only one. His only one plane could be spotted on the radar. He was wonderstruck to hear that. He wondered who had helped him to arrive there. He was without a compass or a radio. He did not have enough fuel also in his tanks. Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? I hope you are able to understand this interesting story. This story gives us the message that one must not give up in the face of adverse time. Difficulties should be taken by the horns, and hope should not be abandoned. That means courage is always guided by faith. Thank you so much.